Welcome back to Akuma Anime. Today, I will show you an isekai anime from 2021 titled Tsukimichi, Moonlit Fantasy. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. The story begins when Makoto, a normal high school boy, is left in space without knowing why he is there, or where he is. There, he gets to know Tsukiyomi, the god that represents the moon. The god explains that Makoto's parents actually come from another world, and that they took a chance a female god gave him to live on Earth, for the price of giving her their most valuable possession in their future life, which turns out to be Makoto. Upon hearing this, Makoto decides to sign the contract and go into the other world, while getting as much of the moon god's power as possible. Upon meeting the female god, she laughs at him, saying he is too ugly, and sends him off with the gift of speaking all non-human languages. He then meets a pig-like creature, which shows him how to use magic. After learning that he is level 1, he makes his way outside where he meets a big dragon, which can see his memories. The dragon sees Makoto's life on Earth, which he finds so interesting that he wants to learn more about it, thus telling Makoto to do a pact with him. After the pact was done, the dragon transformed into a woman. She shows Makoto a subspace that only she can create with her powers. Then, the duo meets a pig from the beginning again, called Emma, which upon hearing that the woman is actually the dragon, faints. After meeting the people in the village, a party takes place. Afterwards, they decide to change the village into the subspace of the villagers to live in safety. Makoto proceeds to show off his absurd powers he got from the moon god, after which, out of nowhere, a huge spider appears to chase Makoto and start to fight. After almost being killed, Makoto unleashes an immense power, getting back at the spider. The dragon, which is now a woman, recommends forming a pact with the spider as well. After completion, this transforms the spider into another beautiful woman. Makoto then decides to give the dragon and the spider names, naming them Tama and Mo, which increase their power level significantly. Mio then brings a lot of creatures into the subdimension, thus creating a big diversity of species inside the new village. Makoto then proceeds to look for humans, just to get attacked by them. Apparently, it has to do with his gigantic magic power that changes his appearance. To fix that, a villager creates a magic-absorbing ring for him. Looking for things to do, they go into a tavern looking for quests. Inside, their power levels got checked, which showed Tomo and Mio are the two with the highest rank of basically everybody. On their first mission, they meet a girl looking for a missing sister. After Tomoe slices up some criminals outside, she finds out that the sister seems to be kidnapped by robbers. Knowing this, Makoto sends Tomoe and Mio to rescue the girl, just for it to end in a destroyed city, as Tomoe and Mio want to show off their powers to impress him, doing the exact opposite and angering Makoto. Then, Tomoe changes the memory of the people, with the exception of the sisters, making them think a horde of monsters attacked the city, even though it was these two. Mio, the sisters, and Makoto then go on a trip on their way to Siege, a city known for trading. On the way there, Mio and Makoto get rid of some flying creatures and loot their valuable eyes. They are told to be valuable in Siege. Makoto learns that he still did not level up, thus still leaving him at level 1. He then takes a high-rank quest said to be from a suspicious company called Rembrandt. But before they take care of that, they actually had to head back, arriving in the subdimension. It is being shown that every species has their own field of work, working together in complete harmony. They also reveal that Tomoe saved up Makoto's memories for everyone to look at, helping them in certain work processes. Apparently, Tomoe went missing, but it seems more important to show Makoto their handmade armors, which he did not seem to need. He found a different fitting one at the end, though, which is destroyed on the spot because of his enormous magical powers. Back in Siege, he learned that he needs to take a test to be accepted as a trader, thinking it would be a hard test, before realizing it's mostly math questions on an elementary school level. After getting full points in only a fraction of time, he is being challenged with the practical part of bringing certain materials of even value. This was not that challenging, as he still had some valuable eyes. He is then seen killing a huge beast, which he brings as food into the subdimension. Hearing that Mio is taking all the memories of Makoto, she rushes to the memory room where she is being blackmailed by Emma to translate the memories back to Makoto. He explains his plan for the creation of an illusion city, where people get to know all the materials and fruit that are being created in the subdimension to get word of mouth to spread about them, thus making them easier to sell later on back in Siege. He meets the Rembrandt company, who tells him he needs some valuable eyes. Like, really? What's everyone up to with those eyes? He needs them to make a medicine for his daughter and wife, who got cursed by a magician. But apparently, the curse makes the daughter and wife attack anyone who wants to give the potion to them. Makoto's incredible martial arts knowledge from his life before helps him overcome that problem, helping them to undo the curse and transform them back to human form. On their way out, Makoto finds Mio and Tomoe surrounded by contract killers. After noticing they shouldn't have messed with Makoto, Tomoe and Mio, the leader confessed that he was the one that ordered the curse on the Rembrandts, but he thought it was only a sleeping curse. His reasoning was that Rembrandt was a monopoly that led to many jobless adventurers. He begged for forgiveness of Mr. Rembrandt and moved on with his life. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Makoto gets teleported away to an empty place because a female god called him there. He then gets attacked by two people fighting for the demons, losing two of his fingers in the process. A fight between them breaks out, with Makoto starting a fire and the demons placing a high amount of huge blades on the ground, making it harder to escape. Makoto, after having his back against a wall, unleashes a huge amount of energy, following it up with a fire-infused arrow and a water arrow directly after. Feeling himself safe, he gets caught off guard and thrown up high in the air, being dropped on a sky full of blades. Makoto doesn't give up yet, though, and shoots everything he has on the ground, actually breaking his magic sealing rings in the process to unleash the biggest water beam possible, destroying a whole army that was nearby and almost killing the demon fighters, leaving one of them with only one leg. That beam ended the fight and let Makoto leave back to his village, where he meets all the people that were worried about him. The season ends with Makoto's shop opening, leaving room for an even bigger adventure in the next season, which I confirmed already to be in the process of making. I myself think the anime had its ups and downs, but fitting perfectly into the isekai genre. It is worth watching completely. I rate it 6 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for even more anime content. Have a good day. Blessings from Akuma Anime.